every single film on my list is an A-list blockbuster, all killer, no filler. There is no way this will not be a smash hit. This is grade A blockbuster of the year material. And they have got the talent to make this good. They have the goods, right? Hey film fans, it's Danny from We Talk Film here with the November 2024 edition of Most Wanted Movies. And this month is all killer, no filler. What do I mean by that? Usually when I do these monthly roundups, I'll chuck in a few films where I'm like, oh, I'm not sure, this might be worth taking a risk on, maybe check it out. That's not the case this month. Every single film on my list is an A-list blockbuster that is no doubt going to be at the Oscars and will be in everyone's top 10 films of the year list. So let's dive into it. So let's start strong with two films that I've already seen, loved, and given 5-star reviews to. The first is Blitz, which is out in cinemas on the 1st of November and then goes into Apple TV Plus from the 8th of November, but I do think it's worth seeing on a big screen if you can. It stars Saoirse Ronan and a young actor called Elliot Heffernan as a East End mum and son named Rita and George living in wartime London during the Blitz. Now, when George gets separated from his family, he has to travel back across the war-torn city to try and get back to them. And along the way, he encounters genuine heroes, genuine villains, and a lot of people who are just scared out of their minds doing the best they can. This is the latest film from Steve McQueen, who's probably best known for making 12 Years a Slave. And what's so cool is that he always has this fresh perspective on events you think you know. He's done a lot of research on this film. A lot of the characters you see on screen are inspired by real people, and he really injects forgotten people back into the story. We learn about women in the war effort, we learn about people of colour living in London pre-Windrush, and it's not your traditional keep calm and carry on spirit of the Blitz movie. This is horrifying. People are having a horrible time, people are dying, it's traumatic. I think it works so powerfully because, unlike your usual war film where you're seeing some unknown battlefield in a field in the middle of nowhere, these are people's homes. These are the places they're meant to feel safe. So seeing bombs falling there is particularly effective. It's really emotionally moving. I loved this film. I laughed, I cried, all that stuff. See it on a big screen if you can, because it is a spectacle, it's a genuine odyssey, and I think everyone is going to love it. Check it out, 1st of November.
Make a wish. One wish.
Next up, and also out on the 1st of November, is Anora, which is currently my favourite film of the year. Mikey Madison plays a Brooklyn stripper named Anora, known as Annie, who is hired by Ivan, the son of a Russian billionaire, to give him the girlfriend experience for a week. Annie and Ivan end up falling in love and getting married, and she thinks, oh my god, I'm set for life. This should be the entry point to her having a life she never imagined. But as soon as Ivan's parents find out about the marriage, they send their goons into town to break the young couple up, and she has to fight to keep it all together. You might hear this plot and think, hey, that sounds a lot like Pretty Woman, but this film is not that film. For one thing, it's super X-rated, and for another, Annie is not a woman that needs rescued from an awful situation. She is funny and powerful, and she knows exactly what she wants. Mikey Madison is incredible in this role, and you will fall in love with her. It's 2 hours of laugh-out-loud comedy before we sneak into an emotionally resonant ending that really brings home the reality of her situation. This is the latest from Sean Baker. It won the Palme d'Or at Cannes, and his previous films have kept this running theme of sex workers with a heart of gold. He made Tangerine and The Florida Project, and I think this is his best and most successful film yet. Anora is definitely one that I think pretty much everyone in a crowd would enjoy. It's out in cinemas 1st of November. Check it out.
Они написали, что она проститутка, блядь.
Like, what do you do to get...
It's a...
Next up is my most anticipated release of the year, and this is Paddington in Peru, out on the 8th of November. I have absolutely no shame in saying that I think Paddington 2 is the greatest movie sequel of all time. So, of course, I'm excited for a part 3. Paddington in Peru sees the lovable bear taking the entire Brown family back to his home nation of Peru to search for his missing Aunt Lucy, who is lost somewhere in the jungle. It's got all the familiar faces, and then some new characters played by Olivia Colman and Antonio Banderas, and a who's who of cameos from British comedy actors. It's pretty much become a Where's Wally at this point, seeing people and thinking, where do I know them from? It's got a new director after Paul King did the first two, but I'm not too worried because it's a very familiar brand and a familiar story. We know what we're expecting, and it's got a mould to fit into. This is wholesome family entertainment that manages to cross generational lines to be fun for absolutely everyone who watches it. There is no way this will not be a smash hit.
This will be fun. I can show you where I'm from.
Well, we wanted a holiday to remember.
Is it me or is it getting a bit choppy? I appear to be driving the boat!
Next up, do I even have to say it? 15th November, Gladiator 2. This film is being advertised everywhere. It has been hyped up non-stop for the last couple of years, so I don't think there's anyone on earth who doesn't know Gladiator 2 is coming out. It has the cast: Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, Denzel Washington. Now, I don't think Ridley Scott never misses. He's made plenty of duds, but what the man does know is spectacle. So if you want to see gladiators fighting rhinos, if you want to see gladiators waging naval battles at sea in a flooded arena, that's all in this film. This is grade A blockbuster of the year material. And will it live up to the emotional power of the original Gladiator? I don't know for sure, but I am sure this is going to be grade A entertainment. So let's check it out.
Empires fall, so do emperors.
This is war! Real war!
The odds are against you.
The odds are always against me.
Ready to round!
Now, they did deconflict their release date, so out just a week later on the 22nd of November is Wicked. Now, if you don't know the story of Wicked, it's essentially a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. It tells the unknown history of the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch when they were roommates at university together. It has an absolutely stacked, all-star, insanely talented cast. You've got Cynthia Erivo, who is only one award away from EGOT status, Queen of Pop, Ariana Grande, Bridgerton heartthrob and Olivier Award winner Jonathan Bailey, Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh, and actual legend Jeff Goldblum. It's all been made by John Chu, who did Crazy Rich Asians and Into the Heights, and I know that this is one of the best loved and most well-known musical theatre scores of all time. And they have got the talent to make this good. They have the goods, right? To make these songs great. So I could not be more excited to see it on the big screen. When Cynthia sings Defying Gravity, take me there.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
finally, we've got a Disney release to close out our lot, and that is Moana 2, which is out on the 29th of November. Originally, this was going to be a series, but quite late in the game, they pivoted and they've made it a feature film. And it tells another story of Moana travelling with the demigod Maui to find a lost island and break a curse that threatens her village. Does that sound a lot like the first one? Yes, it does. No, I don't think we needed a Moana 2. I think the first one is kind of perfect, but I am still very excited by it. You've got all the voice acting cast back. You've got a lot of the musical talent back, although we've got new songwriters replacing Lin-Manuel Miranda. But you know it's going to have the songs. It's going to have the big emotional numbers. It has the sequel to How Far I'll Go, which is the best Disney song in years. So yeah, I'm super excited for it. Take me back to Polynesia. Take me back to see Moana 2.
This is a call from the ancestors to sail to new skies and reconnect our people across the entire ocean.
Now, that lineup has been so incredibly stacked that I've actually had to miss out a whole bunch of great films that are out this year. There's actually several films out in November that I've already seen and reviewed as part of London Film Festival. Those are Bird, All We Imagine Is Light, Joy, The Piano Lesson, and Nickel Boys, and those are some really great films that are going to be appearing at awards season, no doubt. So I'll hype those up in a later video, but do check out our website where you can see loads of reviews from London Film Festival, which is essentially a preview into what is going to be great later this year. That is your lot, so this is Danny signing off for We Talk Film. Come join us.